What's up, Bucs fans? Rachel West here, along with Rick Stroud and Joey Knight. And guys, pretty much a very anticlimactic end to the first round of this year's NFL draft for the Bucs. Of course, they traded down with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they'll now have the first pick in the second, fourth, and sixth rounds. So, Rick, what was the thinking behind making that trade?
Yeah, well, as I wrote, a lot of pomp and no circumstance for their draft party that they had over at Raymond James Stadium. Look, Jason Light had said this last week that they may not have 30 players with a first-round grade. Turns out they probably didn't have more than 27 as it stands. The good thing about the position they're in is that they now have the first pick of the second round. They get to sleep on it an entire night. There are quarterbacks still on the board. Only one was taken, Kenny Pickett. So you have Malik Willis. You have other guys that are available, and Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati. So they're going to get a lot of action to move down again. But they picked up a couple extra picks in addition to taking the 33rd overall. And I think that there's some strength in numbers here at depth, although they passed on some pretty good players.
Yeah, Joey, so what do you think they're going to end up doing with that first pick tomorrow?
Well, like Rick alluded to, I think they're going to trade down for it. They've alluded to how much depth there is in this draft. It's not a top-heavy draft. I could see them going down a few spots, enabling a team to take a quarterback at number 33, and then they can address some of their needs. Trey McBride, the Mackey Award winner, they've got to get a tight end in this draft, and they probably got to get one tomorrow. And then you talk about defensive end, edge rusher, Logan Hall, big guy from Houston. There's Arnold Ekibetier. I think I pronounced that
Nailed
correctly.
it.
I hope so. From Penn State, another defensive end, tackle type guy that they could go after. So there's still some value picks there that will probably be available to them if they move down a few more spots.
Even a receiver in Christian Watson, who you wrote about from Plant High School, North Dakota State. Yeah.
Well, what we do know one thing, tomorrow's picks will be more interesting than tonight's. So, guys, stay tuned. Make sure you're keeping up with all of our coverage of Day 2 and Day 3 to come over on social media at Sports by Tampa Bay Times, as well as tampabay.com.